Hey YouTube, it's Gare Bear with Delta Flight Gaming. Today I'm going to talk about and do a little review of this little console here. It's the FC16 Go. This is by Yobo Gameware. It's the second model. The first model, here's the second one as you can see. The first one only had a mono speaker here. The buttons were configured a little differently. Got the battery life right here, the D-pad, the 4 buttons. With the battery light, when it's charging it'll turn green, when it's done it'll turn off, and then when it's starting to die it'll start to flash green and stay, or not flash green, flash red, and continue to stay that way, and then it'll continue to get longer and longer staying on red until it pretty much dies. Then you got the L and R buttons right here, and pretty much it's front loader right here. It only plays American NES or Super Nintendo games unless you do the unless you kind of mod it a little bit, which doesn't take much to do. With these, it comes with two, pretty much Nintendo, they're Wi-Fi. They have a small screw in here. It takes 2 AAA batteries, and they run off as soon as you boot up the system. As you'll see, those will flash, and once you turn the battery on the controller on, it'll turn itself on, and you'll be able to play it through there. It has, here's the charging port. It's an AV out as well as headphone jack. For the sake of the video, I've already plugged in the cord to the TV, and I will show you that real quick. Now, when I bought this the first time, the guy told me that it flat out will not play anything with Super FX chip or anything such as like Star Fox or Super Mario RPG or anything to that nature. But since you've already seen that Star Fox is in, if it works, there you go. Play Star Fox. It's just when you go to insert the card into the system, you want to pull it just slightly out, start it up, and it'll boot just fine. The only problem that I had, even though it played Mario RPG perfect, it's just when I hit the reset button, it wouldn't properly reset, so I'd actually turn the system off and turn the system back on. But that's nothing that's game breaking or a deal breaker for me, in my opinion. It runs off of a small battery, which you can kind of see right here. It's a little flat battery. It looks like an old school cell phone battery types. The only downside to it is it's got about a 2 to 3 hour continuous battery life. So I don't know, maybe in the future they might make a new version with a longer lasting battery, but for right now that's the biggest limitation that I can see. And even though I don't have any of the batteries in the controllers, you can still use the console, as you can see, and it's playing the game. So that's pretty much it. I would highly recommend getting one of these if you're big into the Super Nintendo and you want to play a little bit more on the go, or if you're looking for just a little addition, more add-ons and more systems to buy if you're a collector, things like that. There's another one that's called the Super Boy, which looks pretty much like a giant Super Nintendo controller, and everything's right here in the middle. The screen's in the middle. This game would sit on top. Yeah, they're pretty much the exact same thing. They're usually about the same price. I bought this one, I think it was $50, maybe $40. I couldn't remember. It was around Christmas time last year. But I preferred this one just because of the fact that it had the clamshell, so that way the screen was protected by its, within itself, as opposed to the Super Boy. But I'd recommend both of them. I've played both of them. I own one, so obviously. But yeah, I would highly recommend getting either one if you're into clone consoles, or if you just want a new kind of way of playing your Super Nintendo. If you like this video, please feel free to leave a comment if you have the Super Boy, or if you have either one of them, which one did you prefer, and feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks. Take it easy.